Well, welcome back to Simple Truth. We're trying to pull out some simple truths, which is very hard for me to do, out of 1 Samuel chapter 22. I tend to make things more complex, not simple. But we're in verse 19. We're in the story of David, right? And we're in the story of the priests being killed because David went to them, right? Because David went to them. Saul ends up killing the priests. We're in verse 19. So pick up the story there with me. And it says this, right? Nob, the city of the priest, he put to the sword both man, woman, child, infant, ox, donkey, and sheep he put to the sword. I want to just stop there. It's probably all I'm going to get to today. Saul in his rage, Saul in his anger, Saul in his hatred, Saul in his frustration with God, Saul in his desire, his jealousy, right? His desire to keep David from getting that which God has for him, went ballistic. Did a nuclear bomb on a city back then, right? Destroyed everything in the city of priests, right? So Saul, in his anger, just leveled everything. Have you ever done that? I'm thinking that before you say, no, not me, you might want to stop and think for a second. Have you ever gotten so mad at somebody, so mad at a situation, you just destroyed everything around you? Right? Most of us have. Most of us have been so angry, so inconsolable, so jealous, frustrated, full of hatred, right? All kinds of things that we become full of malice. And we just decide to destroy something. I've had those opportunities to do it and have chosen not to do it. Not because I'm something special, but because I remember the story of Drop Your Rock, right? That God has the same ability to throw a rock at us. But there have been other times where I haven't. I've thrown the rock. I've thought myself more righteous, right? Or just more right. And I have, for sure, thrown the rock. Been the first to throw the rock. Been the only one to throw the rock and stone everybody around. The enemy wants us to do that, right? He wants us to destroy everything around us. For us to look around and realize they're all dead. I think there's the line in Star Wars when Anakin talks about the fact that he killed them, and he says, I killed them all. Right? There's this time where we wake up and we realize my anger has destroyed everything. It's totally destroyed everybody. Every man, woman, child, animal, everything around. The enemy is constantly driving you to that. He constantly wants you at that point. He wants you at the point where you will destroy everything. And if he can get you to a place where you think you have the right to do that, where you're recognizing that, hey, God wants me to do this, like Saul did when he was killing and persecuting Christians. And I thought I was doing the right thing. I thought I was helping God out and doing him a favor. But it wasn't. We have to be careful. In our anger, we don't sin. It's what God warned Cain about. And in the New Testament, it's what he says in Galatians. Be careful. Be careful when you think you're pointing out sin in a brother and you're trying to help a brother, lest you sin. Be careful as we're talking to people. We're trying to force our agenda on them and force them to see something, that we don't stir that up within somebody. Ever gotten somebody so upset that they did it and you had to watch them do it and you knew it's because of you, what you said? Ever given somebody some gossip, some juicy gossip, and they went out and destroyed everybody with it? That's what we need to be careful. This is a super important, simple truth. Be really careful that you're not, in your anger, destroying things, or that you're not enabling others. We like to sit back and watch other people do the dirty work. If I can just give you a little bit of the truth and push you along, this is what you're going to do. So again, I want you to think about this, right? Chew on it for a minute, right? Ask God, have I done this? Have I done this and maybe didn't even know the consequences? I planted a seed over here and it grew and destroyed, and I don't even know it wasn't there. Right? How often do we destroy everything around us with our mouth? Right? With our actions, with our thoughts. Chew on that. We'll see you next time right here. Simple Truth.